G'day folks, it's a lovely day today. It's almost 28 degrees Celsius and yeah, perfect car cleaning weather. Blue's carpet's all cleaned, it just probably needs a final vacuum to get rid of any fine grit that's still hanging on, but yeah, I'm quite happy with the way that came up, and I'm just going through the interior now, getting ready to vacuum and clean up. I'm going to probably take all these interior panels off, at least these ones and the ones covering the seat belts. I just got to take that buckle off there and that'll give me access. Yeah, interior wise pretty straightforward. Someone just asked me before what he could attach I think a subwoofer ground to, but there isn't a lot. I mean, that lug back there's a child safety harness, child seat harness attachment point. That'd probably be a good start. I don't know what that is. I think that's a fuel tank mount. That could be to unlock and release the fuel tank, but because that's directly under these points here, there's two fuel pumps because it's a U-shaped split tank. So I believe there's two fuel pumps. As far as other attachment points go, you could probably take up a lug down here, which is one of the rear seat lugs. But we'll have a look under here and see what's in there. But yeah, grounding can be an issue. Otherwise, I'd recommend running a separate ground cable all the way back with your main active to the firewall in the engine bay. I just get a length of black 25mm and run it all the way the length of the body. That'd be the safest and easiest way. But yeah, that's fuel tank access. Or fuel pump, yeah. Take this inspection cover off and you can gain access to your fuel pumps, which is nice. You don't have to drop the tank. Yeah, so I'll start unbolting everything. I want to get the shop vac and some spray and just give these foam little bolsters or whatever you want to call them a bit of a clean. Yeah, need a 14mm spanner to get these pieces off. Not hard. Loom's nice and tidy. They did a good job on it. They always do. It was sticky. It's cable for the fuel filler flap. That's what that is. That runs all the way around, and I can also see a clear hose there for the rear window washer because it does have a wiper. Yeah, so that's connected to that cable. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, there's the tools. And there's some screws in there which have to be released as well. So, WD-40 cap. Know them anywhere. Yeah. Basic goodie compartments. Not bad. Yeah, I got one of the panels off. It also sort of solves the mystery of why there were two pairs of wires coming off the airbag controller and going back. Pyrotechnic pretensioners, of course. Yep, it's a pretensioner. There's a connector clamped on there. Yeah, that's normal. Particularly with airbags, you want it to pull the seat belts tight against the occupants before a milliseconds before the bags go off. So it works in conjunction with the airbag system. It's actually a really good design. Yeah, so never open them unless you actually want to destroy it. Don't tamper with them, and certainly don't, well, I know there's probably a couple of inertial sensors, but there's also another one under there with the yellow sticker on it. It's just hiding under the ECU. Don't go belting them around, bad things will happen. You can see them in there. That's an inertia sensor. There's probably also a secondary one in here so that if only one is accidentally triggered, it won't trigger the airbags. But if they're both triggered at the same time, like the vehicle suddenly decelerates, pop. It'll fire the pretensioners first, then it'll fire the airbags, milliseconds between each other. And yeah, then you're up for an expensive repair bill Or in this case, I'd just decommission the entire airbag system if I was going to repair the car. I wouldn't bother putting them back in again. I don't believe it's required under Victorian law to actually have a full set of working airbags if the vehicle's supposed to be fitted. I don't know. I know it's commonplace to remove and disable them, especially if they're very old or they've been damaged or the airbag system is simply malfunctioning and not worth the cost of repairing. But yeah, I don't know, maybe someone can fill me in on that. Are they absolutely mandatory if they were fitted at factory? I hope not. I mean, it's no big deal to disable them if the customer's willing, or if it's your own personal car and you've had a minor bingle, which you can fix cheaply enough, but you don't want to spend $2.5 grand on airbags and modules and things. So yeah, who knows. Anyway, I got the plastics off for cleaning. There's all kinds of nasty stuck to them. Food residue. Yeah, single owner car, but yeah, very busy owner. 400,000 Ks in 13 years. That's pretty good. And one kid as well. 400,000 Ks and a child. And that's where a lot of the spillage and mess comes from. Kids spill everything in cars. I'm sure you'll remember the petrified bread and butter on toast that I found under the driver's seat one day. That was nasty. At least it was dry. The moisture didn't get to it. It'd start growing tentacles if that happened. And that's the worst part about getting moisture in the cabin. All the old spills come back to haunt you because they become mouldy and nasty. That's why I'm going to this trouble just cleaning everything up. Yeah, you gotta love injection moulding. The machine that makes these would be bigger than my workshop. Longer anyway, not quite as wide, but it'd certainly be longer. It's a fairly big tool to make that. This is the rough side where the ejector pins all are. I wonder where the injection points are. Probably multiple. That looks like one there. Various gates and a big sprue that comes off. Yeah. Big cutouts on the pins so that it actually grips the moulding and doesn't try and push it out of shape. Yeah, it's one big moulding. Yeah, plenty of dust and dirt to clean up. Proprietary speaker mounts. Yeah, I'll just make my own. Cut that, remove the whole lot and just drill and tap my own holes. They're, I think they're 5-inch. I checked with the Pioneer, or the Repco gets Pioneer audio equipment, and they didn't have anything in that catalogue that fit, so I'm going to come back to this later. I want to do Betty's audio first. I'll worry about this one later. It sounds alright as it is. It's just not all that crash hot, especially not for heavy metal. These seatbelt reels are not pre-tensioner type. That's pretty normal. There's our washer connection as well as loom connectors for the back door that come through here. It's all taped up because it's definitely been through a crash shop at one point. The door bolts have signs of being removed. I bet you they've replaced it. But yeah, I see daylight. Yeah. Some of that sheet metal looks like it's been pushed out of shape before. Yeah, see there's a drain there, and that's it. But that side, yeah. She's had a bit of a bump in this back corner and damaged the door and everything. But they've done a good job of fixing it, like none of this stuff's popped out. That's factory press tool creasing, that's normal. It wasn't too bad, whatever it was. Yeah. Overall, blue's pretty straight. Oh, I'll get this out and clean everything up and get the vacuum out, and yeah, I'll throw the carpet back in for starters, and then just start washing the plastic mouldings and putting them in sequentially. I'll start with the centre console and go from there. Just work from the firewall back. I want to wash the rear carpet mat, which is a separate piece, so I've got to do that first before that goes in. Then these sides can go back in, but even if I get the front of the cabin done and the get the front seats in and everything completed in the front of the cabin, I'll be happy. I'm only really doing this now because it's a nice drying day. Everything, all the water will evaporate much quicker, so it's got to be done now. And that's, yeah, it's got thin foam padding on it. That's one of the bolsters. Those just compress and pop out, so I could basically hit that with the gurney and not have to worry about it too much. And it can be pushed back in afterwards, which is nice. So even if it doesn't dry today, it can just get snapped back in after the fact. So I'll pop both of those out and hit them with some cleaner, because they'd cop a lot of abuse. I can see stains on it already. Ugh. Betty's going to get the same treatment. Her interior is actually pretty clean, but the carpet itself needs cleaning, so that's the main priority, the carpet and driver's seat. I'm not too bad with dirt and grime. Like, as you can see, I basically spend a lot of time out in the dirty workshop, but since moisture and everything's gotten in here and there's mould and stuff coming up, it's got to be done. It's got to be done soon. Oh, that's looking better after a full clean up and wash down. Yeah. I'll deal with speakers and stuff later. They can stay as they are. Moulded carpet went back in as it's supposed to. Only time this stuff would really distort is if you get it too hot. It is polypropylene, so you don't want to try and really steam clean it at maximum temperature. But apart from that, it fit pretty well. This loom always sort of sat down there. That tie is broken or released. I'll fix that one up with some more cable ties. Occupancy sensor for the driver's seats there. Yeah, pretty good. I sort of sucked most of the water and crap out of the park brake well. The park brake cable itself's probably full of water now, unfortunately. Even though it looks like a stainless steel cable, I'll keep an eye on that one. If I have to strip it off and clean it, I will. Yeah, not too bad. Good thing it had a splash cover on it. It's had many coffee stains. That's what all the brown is. It was just running down the sides, both sides, just coffee everywhere. Talk about messy. But then that is McDonald's coffee. They don't give you the best cup in the world for it. Should get some spray lithium grease onto that. The plastic mechanism is going to be loose anyway. Typical. They still shift pretty well. Betty definitely needs new synchros. Synchros are just a tiny bit notchy. They're not bad. I don't have trouble getting into gear, but they're not good though. You can't really quick shift without clunking it. This one's heaps better. Heaps better. Oh well, I guess I better keep putting plastics and things back in and washing and cleaning and just keep going. Get it done while it's nice and warm. Everything's wet and dry out very quickly, and that's the best part of it. It's a nice warm day. Ah, there we go. Sort of like a giant plastic toy set. Everything just goes straight back together again. You just make sure that the e-brake's in the up and on position, and you can just feed the console on and in. That all comes down and you start putting screws in. A lot of these screws are badly corroded, particularly the one in the cup holder, so I'm just going to get some replacements from an old plasma TV. They have the same coarse thread short screws. Various other appliances do, so I've got an abundance of them, so I'm going to put a lot of new black coated screws in. Could even just use stainless steel ones. They'd look alright and be more rust resistant. Either way, I've got plenty of them, so new screws wherever necessary. Find all the caps that hold this carpet up here. There's some big dome nuts, plastic dome nuts that screw on, as well as the dead pedal. Or footrest, I guess you'd call it, since it's a manual. Yeah, not too bad. Gear knob has to come off, obviously, to fit the boot, but yeah. Yeah, back in fourth, and yeah. Back in fourth, park brake on, and the console just slides straight on and in, easy enough. And these trims here just snap down onto these plastic retainers, both sides. I think they also have steel spring clips in them that bite into this sill. These ones here just tuck in and screw in place, the ones that cover this corner, and same with this section here. There should be a single screw and the rest of it just hooks in and stays in there. It's a big, big Meccano set, big toy set. Very easy to work on. That's looking a lot better now. I've got some of the trim panels and kick panels back in. The bloody dead panel footrest pins stripped. I realised that as soon as I took the thing off. When I originally took it off, these things just went pop and that was it. You're supposed to rotate them and unlock them, but the thing just went bang and just came straight off. So I can try and get them to lock, but as soon as you put any pressure on it, it falls straight off again. So I've got to try and work out what these darn things are called. I know they're probably push pins, but specific kind. So polyoxymethylene acetyl. Yeah. Obviously got a tiny little claw or something in there, and it's just stripped straight off. Same with the other one. There's two. There's one long one, one short one. So they're no good. There are threads there, but they're so far down, I'd have to make up some kind of special dome nut or something, and they're inevitably going to end up full of dirt and unremovable. But no, I don't know. I'll find a way to fix it. That's a minor detail for the time being. Everything else is right. Carpet's certainly a lot cleaner than it was. I just got to get these corner pieces on, then snap these down, and then put the front seats back in. And Blue will be happy enough to drive around after that. Very good. That'll do for this afternoon. Thanks for watching.